How can I not? Damn, my shit roll that fast. I don't know.
Yo, Wagwan, it's that guy. Happy today to be talking about WICKS. Kodak Black rocks the WICKS. Floridians rock the WICKS. And the WICKS come from basically rubber banding your dreads together to make them bigger, thicker, stronger, wilder. And as you can see, the rubber bands are used to tighten up these already matured thin dreadlocks into these thicker dreads. And you might be asking, why would you want to do this to your hair? Basically for originality. It's essentially free forming your dreads, just aiding them to Congo up, opposed to usually separating them that most people come across. Now you can see they start from short or longer dreads. Like for instance, in this video, his wicks are just really short. This is the very beginning stage where he's essentially used rubber bands to put his dreads into place here. Now don't get me wrong, rubber bands is not the only way to create wicks, because they do happen naturally if you actually just let your hair go unseparated. But the other option is actually sewing your dreads from the inside or the outside, which is an African technique with the thread. And this is a beneficial technique over the rubber bands because the thread doesn't deteriorate in your hair as quick or as bad as the rubber bands will in the heat. So just remember to take out the threads once your hair begins to lock. But Kodak Black is making this style very popular with his dreads because he never used rubber bands, but he did in fact get his sewn from the inside. But you can also do it on a sew from the outside as well. Whereas we see Bosco here rocking the Caucasian wicks. You don't have to be nappy headed African cultured to rock it, even though it works best on that type of hair. I'm really feeling the dreads that Bosco's working with here, to be honest, because it shows the stand-up attitude. It shows the confidence and the courage that he's going through with his locks. Some people might look at him like, what's going on with his dreads? But he knows what he's doing. He knows.
When you're in the shower washing your shit, just palm roll. Palm roll. You're going to see about like, it depends, like, the nappier your hair is, the faster results get. The result you'll get. Like 2-3 days later, you're gonna see little dreads. You can either just let them go, or you can just combine them to how much you want on rubber bands.
Here I am doing an update. You know what I'm saying? This is like, I think by next month or May should be like 2 years. You know, I've been growing and you know they growing. Only thing I do on my hair is rubber bands. That's it. Every year, close up. See, close up. Look at that. See how thick my root is? That's how thick it is.
The only thing to be careful of with the rubber bands, especially in the Florida heat, is they may melt in your locks if you leave them in for too long. So if you are taking this route, you do need to change the rubber bands out every few weeks so that they don't get matted into your dreads. This is probably the only risk involved with wicking your dreads together, is just not having the rubber deteriorate into your locks. And on top of that, washing your dreads with rubber bands in them may increase the chance of residue being held within the locks, especially if you're coming from combining twisted dreads or interlocks. So essentially, we're going to show you in the next clip here how to really wash your wicks and what to do to get all the water out, which is basically just squeeze and squeeze.
I mean, I did that. It left like residue. When you washing, you gotta do a lot of squeezing. Good rinse. A lot of squeezing. Cause sometimes you still got like shampoo in the lock. You might be, like how I was just washing it, shampoo will like rinse off but like stay right here. So you gotta do a lot of squeezing. Get everything out.
But in all honesty, the wicks mean something to these people. The wicks mean something to Floridians, and the question is, what do they mean? What do they mean to you? Everyone's got different messages and symbols with their locks.
The way my hat stick up, that give me, that symbolize strength for me. Stand up, never lay down. You know what I'm saying? As a man, I know they're gonna get longer and lay down. You know what I'm saying? But when they lay down, I mean I did my time. You know what I'm saying?
It's wherever I go. If I don't tell anybody I'm from Miami, they wouldn't know unless they see the hair. We only do this. Everybody else, they pretty with theirs. You know what I mean? They go to the hair salon and shit. They fucking sit there under the fucking hair dryer next to Miss Betty and shit. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Tell them.
When I started my dreads real small. It was a whole bunch. I had like over 80 dreads in my head. Very small. As they growed and growed, I started putting rubber bands. I started putting them in rubber bands, putting them together, made them real thick. But you can't tell that from now because I cut all the ends, so you can't see the ends on my dreads no more.
You in Miami when you see this. You know what I'm saying? We the only ones with this, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, us in Jamaica.
One of the biggest problems with dreads at the salon these days is the presence of alopecia alopecia that shows up on people's hairlines, basically creating people to go bald and receding their hairlines back from the tightness of their locks. One thing about wicks is that because we're combining them rather than tightening them at the roots, we're creating strength. We're creating strong locks that aren't gonna break.
I'll never have problems with my locks like breaking down because they thick. Like people who getting retwists, are you just doing thinning out your hair?
Yeah, no cutting it. No cutting it. I'm gonna just let it grow. I ain't doing nothing to it. I feel that because people look at me crazy like, what is he doing? But like I say, I know what I'm doing. So I don't be caring what people say.
Rubber band at the root and let it grow. And then once that lock, I just take the rubber bands out and redo them again every so often. Put the rubber bands on them again. But other than that, I don't put nothing special in my hair, nothing. I just freeform it. Sometimes I may put it up in a ponytail, like a palm tree, and let it hang like that.
You know what I'm saying? If you gonna do it, grow your own house. Don't be doing nothing fake, man. Just be you, man. Grow your own house.
The nation.